Okay, hi guys, this is Miss H. First time I'm doing this, so bear with me if it's kind of weird. I'm not at my smartboard. I'm trying to do this with the mouse, so my writing's going to be a little bit weird, so we'll just do it. Unit analysis, so I will go through a couple examples. This should be something you've seen before. So what I talk about, or what I mean when I say unit analysis or dimensional analysis, it's changing from something like miles per hour to centimeters per second. Sometimes I have students that can get to the correct value, but they're not showing the work that we are doing in class. And if you're in physics or chemistry or whatever, that's great. That's that you're able to do it. But I also want to see that you understand how we are canceling fractions and canceling the units. So if this was a quiz or a test question and you got to the right answer, but you can't show me the work, just realize that would only be partial credit. I'm looking for you to be able to do the work as well. Okay, so one more thing that you need to know before you actually start is some of the conversions you might not know in your head. Like, do you know exactly how many feet in a mile? Do you know how many, I don't know, liters in a quart or stuff like that? So if you don't know that stuff, you have to be able to look it up. In your book, it's on page 1025. You can always Google something like that if you're sitting at home or have a computer in front of you. And it's also, I think, in your agenda, one of those like little helpful table pages. But anyway, let's just jump into one. Relatively basic one. Here I have, we're driving 45 miles per hour, and I want to get the speed, not in miles per hour, but I want it in feet per second. So probably the first thing that we should do is to realize when you see the word per, that is telling you that that's where your fraction is going to be. Okay, so when I talk about canceling fractions, I want to turn these into fractions. So when I say 45 miles per hour, that's my starting spot. We have to give you a starting spot. Okay, so here's 45 miles. Again, bad handwriting, sorry. Per, that's my fraction. Per hour. Hour is going to go down here. Okay. So now I see here's another per, and this is what I want to end up in. So my job is to figure out how the heck am I going to get rid of the miles and get rid of the hours so that I end up with feet per second. I could take this 45 miles per hour and multiply it by 1, and nothing's going to happen to it. It will still be the same speed. It will still be 45 miles per hour. So I don't want to change the speed, I just want to change the unit. So that multiplying by 1 is going to be kind of the trick that we're going to use. I'm going to multiply by a fraction that is really actually 1. Okay? The reason I want to do this is so that I can cancel. Okay? Let's start with the hours first. And we could start with miles. It wouldn't be wrong. It doesn't really matter. So if I want to get rid of the hour part of this unit, I want to turn it into seconds instead of hours. So I'm thinking, okay, well, if this hour here is in the denominator and I have another hour here in the numerator, I'll just be able to cancel those. Because you know how if I have something the same in the numerator and denominator, they can cancel. Okay, but then I have to think, well, this has to be a fraction of 1. So what is the same as 1 hour? Well, I know 60 minutes is the same as 1 hour. Okay, so this is like saying 5 over 5. 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. This fraction that I'm multiplying by right here is 1. So it's not changing my 45 speed here. What we can do now, though, is because I have hour in the denominator and hour in the numerator, it would cancel. So if I would multiply out right now, I would have 45 miles per 60 minutes. So I'm driving 45 miles every 60 minutes. Well, I don't want minutes. I want seconds, so I need to do this again. So I'm going to multiply by another fraction. And this time I'm thinking, okay, I don't want minutes, so minutes has to be in the top. I want to end up in seconds. So seconds is going to go on the bottom. And I'm going to think, okay, well, how many minutes in a second, or how many seconds in a minute? Well, I know that. There's 60 seconds in 1 minute. But what I did now was I just got rid of the minutes. Okay. So if you look straight across, my numerator is miles. My answer, if I would multiply all this out, would be a fraction. My numerator is miles. my denominator would be second. So this is miles per second. I don't want miles per second. I want feet per second. So I need to get rid of, whoops, not black. I need to get rid of the miles this time. So here, miles is in the numerator. For me to cancel it, I need it in the denominator. But then now this is where you might have to look in the book. So this is just copied from that page I told you a second ago. So how many feet in a mile, or how many yards in a mile? Well, I don't want the yards, that's not what I'm dealing with here. 5280 feet in 1 mile. Well, 5280 feet in 1 mile. But now what I can do is I can cancel this mile with this mile. This fraction, this fraction, this fraction, they're really multiplying by 1. It's not doing anything. What I'm doing is just changing the units. So now to find my answer in my calculator, I'm going to take 45 times 5280. I'm going to hit equals, and then I'm going to divide that by the quantity 60 times 60. And what we're going to get is 66 feet per second. So you can try that one out. I'm going to stop this video right here. I'm going to make one more quick video after this one with some more samples if you need some more samples. If you're good now and you're ready to try your homework, that's great. If you need more samples, sign on to the next video. See ya.